Compass FM and the exponents, whatever happened to Tracy, Dan Gordon. Did I hear you correctly saying that you caught up with Jordan Luck there over Christmas, wasn't it?
I heard him play, and aren't they fantastic?
Oh,
So lucky to have them, and all those years ago when... Did you ever hear them when you were younger, Kerry?
Dan, yes I did, actually. Thanks for saying that. I'll go through the story. When they arrived in Christchurch, I was just a young lad as well. I arrived in Christchurch, and they were performing at the Aranui Hotel down Pages Road, and I liked the band that was the local band. Who are these people from Geraldine? Get out! Get off the stage! You'll never make it!
And now look at where they're at, and you're playing them on your radio station.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
The life of superstars, travelling around the world, actually. And here's me sitting in a studio talking to the mayor,
What's one thing we're really lucky with is I guess with COVID, we're getting a lot more local New Zealand music here. And Saturday night I went and heard Fiona Pearce play at the Belkian Hall. It's just great to have that sort of talent that would otherwise be travelling internationally here for us to enjoy. And I remember her when she was a lot younger too, and so I've been following her for a long time. Real talent, and we're lucky to have her.
Was her first concert at the Rangiora Town Hall?
I believe so. She was just chatting to her the other night, saying that's right. So she's quite keen to rekindle that. So if I can organise that somehow, I'm not a concert organiser, but I'll find someone that is. I'd really like to. My ideal concert would be her and Dave Dobbin, because I just think he's outstanding.
Excuse me, it's Sir David.
Oh, sorry, Sir Dave Dobbin.
Sir David Dobbin, yes.
I think he's amazing.
Hey, look, you've got some people working for you. Why don't you just allocate, walk in.
They're busy doing a few other things. And they're not at the mayor's women call, despite what people might think.
Oh, they're not? So you can't just walk in and do a Jean-Luc Picard. Make it so.
They've got jobs to do. And hey, last week we did our rates setting for the next 10 years. Speaking of our staff doing fantastic things, and we've got our rates at about 3.95% coming year. That's our indicated rate. That's probably going to be one of the lowest in the country, from what I'm told, through our staff. And really good news on Friday is that Standard & Poor's, who's the international rating agency, have reaccredited our council as AA. So it just means that we can borrow lower through lenders, funding agencies that we work through, but it's also an indication counts in each performance. I was on a Zoom call with them after Christmas going through the interview, and it's really clear that they're through New Zealand encouraged where our economy's at, but internationally they were saying there are a number of against rating up downgrades, so to retain that is quite something. So just for people that are interested in council budgets, we go out in March. Tell us what they're thinking, and we look forward to hearing the submission.
So not only do you get phone calls about potholes in the road, you have to do these Zoom calls with high-powered finances as well. No,
you go from one extreme to the other, and that's one great thing about my job, is I really like helping people. So anytime anyone's got an issue or something like resolve, feel free to be in touch. But I meet last Friday I went round with Mayor Sam around Selwyn and had a look out in Rolleston, had a look at a bus company that's producing a new a prototype hydrogen bus. But it was fascinating to see in Rolleston the growth. I hadn't been out there, and some of the new facilities they're investing in, not dissimilar to what we're doing here. Sam quite enjoys sewage treatment plants. It's one of the things he's interested in. So he
really?
Took me out to see, and they are fascinating, the technology there, to be honest.
Yeah.
So when he's coming here in a couple of weeks, I'll make sure I take him along to ours, because pretty proud of the technology we have here to deal with our sewage treatment.
Brilliant stuff. Coming up to Waitangi weekend, you'll be doing things around the various marae?
Well, we've got an event down at Kaiapoi, which I go to every year, and following that we're opening a new softball diamond in Kaiapoi, and I understand I'm throwing the first ball, so I've been getting in practice for that.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not practiced, but anyway,
no, that was
throwing the first ball. That looked pretty pathetic, didn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience of Compass FM, he did a bit of a practice, and it was pathetic.
Yeah, well, looking forward to your coaching there, Kerry, because I need all the help I can get.
Did I ever tell you that I was a Southland Under-15 junior softball pitching champion?
Well, why aren't you with me on Saturday?
I didn't tell you that because it's not true. But I used to attempt things.
I believe everything you tell me here. Hey, I'll tell you something that is true. This morning, going down to Woodend and going to be involved in the 8 new safe crossing, which is fantastic. That's been a great project the school's lobbied for. We've worked the NZ, so it's the first in some safety improvements down there, and hopefully not the last. But Woodend, very busy road, state highway, so have a safe crossing point would be great.
There's a wee bit of work down the south end of Percival Street too, going onto the sort of Southbrook Road. Are we going to get some traffic lights outside the schools there?
Outside
the schools on Southbrook Road?
That's planned. We're just doing the design work at the moment, and then we'll solve a bit with our school around there. But the current Kia crossing is not ideal, so it is proposed lights in with a safe. It's about $2 million to put that in, so it's not a cheap exercise. So we're working with the NZTA to get the funding subsidy to hopefully make it happen.
Brilliant. Well, we could shortcut that process by, I don't know, winning lotto.
Well, let's buy tickets.
Either that or go for funding, one of the two.
Have an awesome day, Kerry.
And you too, Dan. Thanks so much for coming in a wee bit early this week. Are we back to normal next week, or?
I think so.
Okay,
yes.
no, that's normally coming in.
Thanks for accommodating me.
No worries at all. Dan Gordon, Mayor of the Waimakariri District.